Yes po, Kuya Rain. Thank you for the clarification. The energy from the light or energy coming from the sun is used by the photosystem to split the water. Okay? Kasi splitting of water is a chemical reaction, and chemical reaction requires energy. So yung energy na yon is used to split water into hydrogen ions and oxygen molecule. Okay? Now, if you will notice, isang oxygen pa lang yan dapat. Kasi 'di ba H2O, dalawang hydrogen ions at saka isang oxygen molecule. So, before maging O2 or before siya maging oxygen na nagagamit natin, it has to split two molecules of water to form one oxygen molecule. Okay. So, maghihintay lang yan dyan, and then it will bind with another oxygen molecule hanggang sa ma-form niya na yung O2, and then the O2 will go out of the plant because the plants don't need it, at yun yung ginagamit natin for when we are breathing. Kaya very important yung plants in our ecology. If you will remember last year, there was a phenomenon where a large part of the Amazon forest, nagkaroon sila nung, ang tawag dito, yung parang natural fire, forest fire. At yung mga headlines na babasa, yes, wildfire. Ang mga headlines na nakikita ninyo on the newspaper is that ang na-damage is yung lungs of the earth. So the reason why the Amazon is called as the lungs of the earth is because I think majority of the oxygen on our planet is produced from the Amazon forest. Kasi masyadong maraming plants doon. So halos lahat ng oxygen in our atmosphere, in our planet, is produced in the Amazon forest. So ganun ka-importante yung plants. They are the only organisms that are capable of producing oxygen as a byproduct. Humans, hindi natin kayang mag-create ng oxygen. So, hindi pwedeng in our future, wala ng plants on our planet. Pag nawala ang plants, automatic yon, we will slowly run out of oxygen to breathe. Paano po yung explanation? Advisable to fart in plants? Hindi ko pa narinig na advisable yan for plant growth. Okay, hindi ko pa narinig yung advice na yan. Paki-explain yan sa akin, Ayana. Hindi niya nako-convert yung farts mo into oxygen. Okay, so the plants are only able to produce oxygen in two ways. The first one is by splitting water, and the second one is through the process of carbon fixation. Later on, sa light independent reaction, we will talk about carbon fixation. Pero kahit na siguro everyday mong ututan ang halaman, pwede kasing your farts can contain, wait lang, nawala sa isip ko. Yes, carbon dioxide yung fart. Usually it's a product of the acids in your stomach. Di ba yung acids, they are the ones that digest the food that you eat. Usually kasi ang acids talaga, when they corrode or when they degrade substances, meron siyang umuusok-usok siya, or meron siyang byproduct gases in the form of gases. So yun yung utot na nangyayari sa inyo. Pero hindi ko pa nababasa that it's actually good for plant growth. Okay? So, but what I am sure is that plants are able to produce oxygen not because of the gases around it, but because it can split water, and later on because of carbon fixation. Okay, so let's continue. So pag nag-split na yung water, what you need to remember is that the oxygen will go out, but the hydrogen ions will stay inside your thylakoid. So every time na may mag-i-split ng water, the oxygen will go out, but the hydrogen ions will stay inside your thylakoid. So if you can see here in the picture, there is always more hydrogen ion inside the thylakoid compared to the stroma. So dito sa stroma, konti lang yung hydrogen ions. Pero inside the thylakoid, mas madami yung concentration ng hydrogen ions. And later on, this difference in concentration will play an important part in the production of energy. Okay? So pag na-reach na nitong, balik tayo dito sa electron, the electron is absorbing the energy, it is getting more and more excited, so the excitation of electrons until it reaches yung the highest level of excitation. Once it reaches the highest level of excitation, this electron will now transfer from photosystem 2 going to photosystem 1. So magta-travel na siya. Kumbaga sa isang tao, nakapag-ipon na siya ng enough money para makapag-travel siya or makapag-road trip siya papunta sa ibang lugar. Okay? And yung naipon niyang energy, while it is absorbing this energy from the photosystem 2, yun yung pera na gagamitin niya to transfer from one place to another. So, pag alis nitong electron na to sa photosystem 2, it is in the highest possible state of excitation. Pinakamataas na amount of energy yan. And then the electron will transfer into this plastoquinone. The plastoquinone, cytochrome, and your plastocyanine, tatlong structure yan, and we call it as the electron transport chain. So the electron transport chain, these are structures that ang kanilang function is to transfer this electron from photosystem 2 going to photosystem 1. Okay? So the electron will transfer to plastoquinone, and because of the transfer of the electrons going to the plastoquinone, mas bumababa yung kanyang energy. Okay? So nabawasan yung kanyang energy kasi ginamit niya yon dun sa kanyang pagta-transfer. Okay? And once it transfers to plastoquinone, it will activate this hydrogen ions to go inside the thylakoid. So if you can see from the arrow here, it will transfer the electron. At the same time, it will transfer this hydrogen ion in the stroma going inside the thylakoid lumen. So ibig sabihin, mas dumadami yung hydrogen ions inside the thylakoid. Number 1, because of the splitting of water, and number 2, because of the transfer of the electron in the plastoquinone. Okay? So from the plastoquinone, na-transfer na yung hydrogen ion inside the thylakoid, the electron will again transfer to your cytochrome. And again, yung transfer from plastoquinone to cytochrome will use more of the energy na naitago ng electron. Okay? And then from the cytochrome, it will transfer to the plastocyanine. Again, it will use energy. Kaya kung mapapansin ninyo, yung kulay blue na arrow coming from mataas, it slowly goes down. Pababa siya ng pababa. Kasi it indicates the level of energy ng inyong electron. So from the plastocyanine, it is transferred to your photosystem 1. So kung mapapansin ninyo, pagdating niya ng photosystem 1, completely ubos na yung naipon niyang energy. From the highest possible level of excitation, pagdating niya ng photosystem 1, it is in the lowest possible state of excitation. Kasi lahat ng energy na yon ginamit na ng electron in its transfer from photosystem 2 to photosystem 1. So, ubos na agad yung naipon niyang energy. So, in photosystem 1, ano ang gagawin netong electron na to? Again, it will absorb energy. So, photosystem 1 contains chlorophyll. It's a photosystem, therefore, it can absorb energy from the light. So, kung mapapansin niyo, meron na namang structure ng sun, lightning here, and then nakalabel siya as light. Therefore, the light, it hits your photosystem 1, and your photosystem 1 absorbs the energy from the visible light spectrum, and the energy is again transferred to your electron. So the electron, again, from the low state of energy, it will slowly accumulate energy. So unti-unti ulit siyang ma-excite. And then, until it reaches the highest possible form of excitation. So pag na-reach niya ulit yung pinakamataas na energy, it will now go out of the thylakoid. It will use the energy it gathered to do a reduction reaction. Okay? So, lalakihan ko lang. So, in a reduction reaction, a molecule gains one or more electrons and becomes more negatively charged. So, ibig sabihin, may isang molecule which will gain an electron. So, saan napunta yung electron? Napunta siya kay ferredoxin. So, nag-add ng isang electron sa ferredoxin. So, napunta na yung electron dito. At pag nagkaroon ng reduction reaction in ferredoxin, this will allow NADP here. NADP is an energy carrier lang din siya, to add a hydrogen ion. So, kumonte na naman yung hydrogen and form what we call as NADPH. Okay? So, the energy from the electron, it allows ferredoxin to be reduced. So, magkakaroon ng reduction reaction, which will allow NADP to bind with a hydrogen ion and form what we call as NADPH. Okay? So, ayan yung adventure nitong electron from photosystem 2 going to photosystem 1. Now, let's talk about the idea of concentration gradient. If you can see, outside of the thylakoid, konti lang yung hydrogen ion. At mas kumukonti pa siya kasi the hydrogen ions go inside the thylakoid using the plastoquinone. At the same time, yung hydrogen ions is actually added to NADP to form what we call as NADPH. So, because of this, pinakakonti yung hydrogen ions outside of the thylakoid. Pagdating naman dito sa inside of the thylakoid, lagi naman siyang nadadagdagan, kaya lagi siyang madami. So, bakit siya laging nadadagdagan? Number one is the splitting of water. At the same time, plastoquinone, naglalagay siya ng hydrogen inside of the thylakoid. So, meron tayong tinatawag na concentration gradient. So, concentration gradient, we already learned in your plasma membrane topic. So, sabi natin, if we will follow the concentration gradient, it means that the molecules are going to move, and the movement is always in the direction of higher concentration going to lower concentration. So if we're going to talk about the concentration of hydrogen ions, there's always higher concentration inside the thylakoid, and there is always low concentration outside of the thylakoid. So using this idea of concentration gradient, let's go now to the structure of ATP synthase. So ATP synthase is a structure that creates ATP. So ATP is the unit of energy that is used in our body. ATP stands for adenosine triphosphate. Okay? And these hydrogen ions will now move using the concentration gradient. So lalabas siya ng thylakoid membrane. Yung kanyang dadaanan is the ATP synthase, this structure here, the orange structure here. At pag lumabas na yung hydrogen ions na yon to the stroma, it will provide energy, enough energy for ADP, adenosine diphosphate, to bond with one phosphate molecule and form what we call as adenosine triphosphate. So, sulat na natin yun adenosine diphosphate is your ADP. So, dalawa lang ang kanyang phosphate na naka-attach compared to your adenosine triphosphate. So, coming from the word tri, ibig sabihin, tatlo yung naka-attach na phosphate sa kanya. Okay? Sulat natin dyan. Second question is, okay. So, if you can see here in the image, coming from two phosphate molecules, nag-add siya ng isang phosphate molecule, saan nang galing yung energy na ginamit niya in order to add a phosphate molecule. It comes from the hydrogen ion that moves using the concentration gradient. Okay? So, dahil nagdagdag na siya ng isang phosphate molecule, tatlo na yung phosphate niya. So, now it is called as your ATP or your adenosine triphosphate. Okay? So, this is the light-dependent reaction. And as long as there is light, the plant, specifically the thylakoid, will continue producing NADPH and ATP. So, buong araw yon hanggat naaarawan yung mga halaman, it will continue producing this product, NADPH at saka ATP. The more NADPH and the more ATP that it can produce, the more food your plant can create later on in the life-independent stage. So now let's go to the next slide. Wag niyong pansinin itong part na to. Ang focus natin is itong part na ito. So if you will notice, yung electron natin, it has to move through several processes. Kumbaga, hindi siya pwedeng dumiretso doon sa final destination niya. Kailangan may mga stopovers siya. Kailangan may mga, dinadaanan pa siyang mga ibang lugar. So, the reason why photosynthesis happens like that is because of the law of thermodynamics. So, I'm sure you learned about the law of thermodynamics with Teacher Lera. I'm not sure if she discussed this topic as part of your chemistry class or if it was discussed as part of your physics class, but I'm very, very sure that you are taught by Teacher Lera kung ano ang law of thermodynamics. So when we talk about law of thermodynamics, it means that we are talking about energy and we are talking about heat because heat is a form of energy. And we have three laws of thermodynamics. Pero for the process of photosynthesis, what we are going to focus on is the first two laws of thermodynamics. The first law here, it says that energy, it cannot be destroyed and it cannot be created. It can only change in form. So nagbabago lang siya ng form. We don't have the ability to create energy and we don't have the ability to destroy energy. All the energy in our universe was created during the Big Bang. So kung gaano kalaki yung energy na yon, yun lang yung amount of energy in our universe. Hindi na siya pwedeng madagdagan at hindi na rin siya pwedeng mabawasan. Okay? So, for us, specifically for the plants, the energy that we are talking about is the one that is produced by the sun in the form of light. Okay? So, the plants actually follow this first law of thermodynamics kasi your plant converts, di ba? Change niya yung form ng energy coming from the sun into a chemical form of energy in the form of sugar. which is the food of your plant. So, na-change niya from light into glucose inside the plant. So, na-follow niya yung first law of thermodynamics. At the same time, it also follows the second law of thermodynamics. The second law of thermodynamics states that all systems tend to go from a state of greater organization to a state of lesser organization with concomitant loss of usable energy. So ano ang ibig sabihin ng second law of thermodynamics? It means that whenever we use energy, we cannot use 100% of that energy. Laging merong nawawala. Okay? Yun yung tinatawag nating energy loss. Okay? So if you can see here, this is the light and it reaches photosystem 2. Diba? The photosystem 2 will absorb the energy from the light, it will split the water, and then it will excite the electron. The electron will start from a low state of energy and then unti-unti aakyat yan, marireach niya yung pinakamataas na state of energy. And then, pagdating niya dun sa electron transport chain, yung plastoquinone, yung cytochrome, at saka yung plastocyanin, unti-unting bumababa yung kanyang state of energy. So, ibig sabihin, yun yung tinatawag nating loss of energy. Nawawala. It is actually lost as heat. Okay? And then, pagdating niya dun sa photosystem 1, the photosystem 1 will again absorb energy from the sun. So from a low state of energy, the electron will again go up to a very high state of energy. And then pag ginamit na yon to produce NADPH, bababa na ulit yung energy niya. So as we can see, hindi lahat ng energy na na-absorb from the sun was actually used 100%. Some of them were lost. And normal lang daw yon. Ano yung nangyayari doon sa energy na nawala, yung heat loss na tinatawag? It is again changed in form. So yung even though it is lost, hindi pa rin siya nade-destroy. So it is transformed into another form of energy. So ito yung gusto kong ipakita sa inyo, yung level of excitation ng electron from low state going high, tapos bababa ulit siya, tapos tataas ulit siya, tapos bababa ulit siya. Kasi nawawala. Some of them are lost during the process. Okay? So, now let's go to this part. Let's review. Ano ang kailangan natin in order for us to do a light-independent stage? Additional 2 points, who can answer? Ayeza? Thank you very much, Ayesa. So the first, of course, is light. Kasi nga, di ba? Light-dependent stage siya. So hindi siya mangyayari kung walang light. What else is needed by our plants in order for it to do a light-independent reaction? Can anybody give? Hannah? Ano pa yung kailangan ng plant in order for it to do the light-dependent stage? Jordan? Jordsen? Rain? Thank you very much, Yan Ayeza. Okay, it also needs water. Hala. Ay, sorry. Wait lang. So other than your sunlight, your plants also need water. Kaya nga dinidiligan ninyo yung inyong mga halaman di ba? Because it needs water. Ano yung isi-split ng photosystem So, tiyatawanan ka ni Yana. Sorry na. Ano yung isi-split ng photosystem 2 kung walang water? So, kailangan mo nang may water yung plant. So, there are two things that your plants need. Light and water. So, kung gusto ninyong maging plantita at mabuhay ang mga halaman ninyo, place it in an area with sufficient sunlight and give it the water that it needs. Medyo tricky lang when it comes to the water requirements kasi some plants need a lot of water, pero some plants don't need a lot of water. If you want to focus or if you want yung maging plantita ng mga cactus and succulents, kailangan hanapin ninyo how much water it needs. Usually for me, I only water my plants twice a month or every 2 weeks. Kasi ang cactus, pag everyday mo siyang diniligan, it will die. So siguro once a week or once in 2 weeks, okay na. But there are plants na kailangan everyday mo siyang diligan. Okay, so you have to learn or you have to know ano ang water requirements ng halaman ninyo kung gusto ninyong maging successful na plantito at plantita. Okay, your plants only need two things, light and water, for the light independent stage. Now let's go to the next part. What is produced by the light dependent stage? What is the byproduct? Okay, thank you very much, Ayeza. Yes, it produces oxygen. By splitting water in the light independent stage, your plants are able to produce oxygen na kailangan natin, hindi nila kailangan. But what else is produced? Thank you very much, Jernan. It also produces energy in the form of ATP. What else is produced by the plant? So it produces oxygen, it produces ATP, but what else is produced by the plants during the light independent stage? Ano pa? Balikan natin ang ating picture. Thank you very much, Jernan. Aba, bagong buhay yata ang resolution nito ni Jernan eh. NADPH. NADPH is another energy carrier. Okay, so para lang siyang ATP. It only carries energy. So during the light independent stage, ang ginagawa ng inyong plants is that it tries to create as much energy as it can. It tries to harvest as much energy as it can na gagamitin niya mamaya during the light dependent stage in creating yung pagkain niya in the form of glucose. Taray, mabagal lang daw yung kay Rain pero dapat naunahan niya si Jernan. Okay, sige. So I'm going to give 5 points for Ayeza. Actually, 6 pala kasi sagot niya yung light, water, and oxygen. And then I'm going to give 4 points for Jernan. Bigyan na rin natin ng 2 points itong si Rain na mabagal ang internet connection. Okay, 6 points Ayeza, 4 points Jernan, at 2 points kay Rain. Okay, mga bagong buhay ata itong mga estudyanteng to. Ayos yan, ayos yan. Okay, now, we are done with the light independent stage. Kaya pa ba ng mga utak ninyo? Thumbs up kung kaya pang i-absorb katulad ng visible light spectrum or medyo, medyo lutang na o information overload na. Si Ayesa lang ang go lang ng go. How about yung iba? Kamusta pa ang state of mind ninyo? Okay pa tayo? Tanungin natin sa Ayesa kung okay pa siya pag nakita niya tong slide na to. Ayesa, go lang. Love daw ni Ayesa yung topic na yan. Okay, sige. Anong si? Nagalit na si Rain. Intindihin mo kami. Okay. Anong tawag dito? Let's have a votation